Stock of the morning quite clearly is Coal India. That stock is up about 3% at this point in time, shouldering a goodish bit of gain in the Nifty itself, which incidentally is standing tall, 0.6% higher, so 8712, highest point of the morning. As well, the Sensex up about 0.5%, 0.6%. Mid-caps a little higher at 0.7%. But let's talk about Coal India. The news of the morning is that now the older restrictions on coal auctioning will not apply, and you could go back to the pre-restriction period, and so more coal available to be auctioned. At least that's the reading the market is placing. Let's get these and other issues sorted out. Mr. Bipin Kumar Saxena, Director Marketing at Coal India, joins us. Good morning, Mr. Saxena. Thank you very much for joining us. That really is the first question. How should we read this April 1 notification issued by the Ministry of Coal? Do you get to auction more?
We'll be certainly auctioning more than during the restricted period. The auction was comparatively less.
Okay.
Now we'll be able to auction more of coal, and based on the production, as the production goes up, we'll also grow up to a limit of, as stated in the NCTP, to a limit of 10%.
So how much will the production go up by, say, by the end of FY16, and how much will your e-auction sales volumes rise by?
In FY16, we have planned to produce around 550 million tons of coal.
Okay.
And the auction volume will range somewhere between 50-55 million tons, and that will change, that will depend on the production growth every month to month, or you can say quarterly basis, how does it grow, and then the actions will be taken accordingly.
Okay, let's talk a little more about production, Mr. Saxena. The MOU that you have with the government was 507 million tons for the year that just ended, and you all actually produced 494, which is a very good number, but not quite target. 550 is a tall ask, isn't it? You think there can be more than a 10% or almost a 10% increase in output in 1 year?
Actually, last year we faced certain problems which we have addressed more or less this year, and we are very confident that we'll be able to achieve this 550 million.
What are these problems, sir?
Last year we had some OB outsourcing contracts failure in NCL.
Okay.
Now, there was 2 days of strike, if you remember,
yes, in
the month of January. That's caused a loss of around 2.5 to 3 million tons.
Okay.
Then, with this rationalization, there was some problem of ESM agencies in the first half of the year in SECL.
Okay.
That has been addressed to a large extent. So all these things taken together, they will certainly enhance the production, and we are confident they will reach a level of 550 million tons.
Okay. You did mention that 10% of this would be done through the e-auction route, so that would be about 50 to 55 million tons. How much would that help increase your profitability?
Profitability, I can't say now, because as of now, the last year the appreciation was almost 60% of the notified price what we got from the market. Now, because this is a total market-driven price. So market-driven price, you can't preempt what will be the future. But last year what we got was around 60% appreciation over the notified price in terms of e-auction only.
Okay. You'll have slated for, you'll are poised for some output increases in some of your subsidiaries. Can you take us through some of them? I think Western Coalfields is going to see some 15 mines getting opened.
Yeah, actually, Western Coalfields, this year they have planned to produce in 15-16 around 45.1 million tons.
Okay.
And this year in 14-15, they produce around 41.15 million tons.
Okay.
So this is because of the opening of the new mines and certain permissions coming in, which will certainly enhance the production.
Okay. Sir, you did mention that, your FY16 target is 550 million tons. Can you give us a slightly more longer-term target, say in the next 2 to 3 years? What is the Coal India production that one can look forward to?
Actually, what we are looking for in the year 2016-17, we are looking for around 599 million tons.
Okay.
And maybe in 17-18, we are looking for something around 663 million tons. Then by the end of 2019-20, it will be something around 910 million tons as of now. But this will change depending on the situation. But as of now, what we have planned is from the mines which are coming up, this is around something around 910 million tons by the year 1920.
Will you get enough support from the railways for this? Because, you know, the railway rake availability has been the big issue. Has there been any solution on that front?
Yeah, I'll tell you, actually, this year from the month of January to March, the availability of railway rakes has improved substantially. In fact, last year what was 180, this year we ended up with the average rake of 195 rakes per day. And what we have projected this year is around 230 rakes on average per day. Now, there are two aspects to it. That railway was always saying that you reduce the dispersion between the average and the peak loading. So this year we have planned something that will reduce the dispersion between the average and the peak loading. Of course, depending on the monsoons. But this is what we have planned. So that will improve the overall average availability of the rakes. And secondly, we have done some rationalization of the linkages. So based on that, there is some decongestion in the railway network. That will also increase in the amount to some increase in the railway rakes. And apart from that, some action is also being taken for procurement of wagons. So that will take some time to materialize, but as of now we have agreed in the board in principle for that.
I can't last remember when you all took a price hike. Are you likely to take some, especially in the non-regulated sector?
If you remember, in May 13, we took a price hike. That was
yes, that was the last one, yeah.
Now, this depends on the market dynamics. And of course, the board keeps a constant watch on it. Board and the audit committee. And whenever it is required that when we feel that we have to maintain the EBITDA margin, then in that case, we take a call for that.
Okay.
So I can't say anything as of now, but something might happen when this board is keeping a constant touch on that.
No, our researchers have been telling us actually that international coal prices are at 5-year lows. Do you still have an elbow room for price hikes?
I can't say as of now because I've told you that it is for board to take a call and it will not be proper for me to preempt on that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I wanted to ask you about your massive cash balance of 60,000 crores. Any plans in terms of acquisitions or anything? What do you do with that kind of money?
I told you one thing, that one is we are investing in the railway wagons.
Yes.
Then we have to open up a number of new projects, because once we have to go to a level of 9 and 10 million tons in 1920, then every year to go on making some capital investments.
Okay.
And the cash reserve which we have, that is enough, and we will not be requiring any funding for that. Now, if you remember correctly, that Mahanadi coalfield, they are planning for a power plant also. So there also a huge amount of capital will be required, maybe some 10,000 crores or more than that. So this cash balance will be spent on all these development activities.
Okay. Just one final question then from my end, Mr. Saxena. You know, it's good to hear that there is some improvement as far as the railway rake availability is concerned. Is there anything else that you need or you expect to hear from the government that will aid your production?
The government, of course, has been helping us a lot, and in fact, the ministry has been helping us a lot by getting the clearances in time, helping us in sorting out the issues with the states. So we're getting a lot of support from the ministry, because unless you get support from the ministry, it is not possible to come up. Sure. Because building up 11-12% every year, that's a big task. Especially in the scenario, this year we have grown 6.9%.
Yes.
And if you see the past years, the growth has been hardly 1%, 2%.
Yep.
So growing up for 11%, the ministry support is required, and the ministry is helping us a lot in this matter.
Okay. No, that matter is not lost on the stock markets at all, Mr. Saxena. Your stock is up 3% today. Thank you very much for joining us with those details.